Okay, welcome back everybody. This was where we stopped in our previous clip, whereby we made some adjustments to the form, which is this, and I told us that in this current clip we are going to be working on the form because we want our form to look exactly like this, whereby we'll have lines and some placeholders inside without this whole white stuff inside. So what do? We are going to be calling the input. If you notice here now, if you notice in our HTML, we have input. All the forms here, they are a product of what? Input. So we can actually reference an input. So I'm going to be calling an input tag in the CSS section. So I'm going to come down here. I'll say input, right, with my curly brace. Then I'm going to give it a width of, I'll give our input a width of 240 pixels, right? Then I'm going to say text align to be center. As you save this and I refresh, can you see already? So we have given our input. The reason why, okay, let me comment this out again so that you see what I'm trying to do. I comment this out, I save and I refresh. You see that our normally our text is our input line, the size is not as long as, okay. Let me just comment out. Let me comment out this alone. Oops. Okay. We have width to be 249. I save. Can you see? Let me change it to 240. Refresh. Can you see now? We have the width. All the placeholders are correctly placed on the left. I want the placeholder to be aligned to the center, right? I will say text align center. Once I hit refresh, can you now see that all our placeholders are now centralized? Yes, good. So the next thing I want to add now is what is called the background. If you notice here, the background is still white, but looking at the main project, our background here is transparent. Can you see that? So I'm going to say background. Oops, not background color. I mean just background. I'm going to say transparent. I say we are correctly affecting the input, and all these are input because I'm saying background of the input now to be transparent. Once I save and I refresh, all the backgrounds are now transparent. Is it working? It's working. Alright, please take note of it. Actually, it's not a project that is the issue. I just want you to understand the learning process. It is the learning process. It is what you get to learn or what you get to gain at the end of the day, not actually the project in itself. So I'm going to add the border. If you notice now, there's a border here. So I'm going to add the border. I'll say border is going to be none. I'll say none. Border should be none. I save and I refresh. Can you now see that there's no border again? Okay. Let's still work together. The next thing I'm going to be adding a border bottom, because if you look at this, there is a border bottom, right? So we want to add it. Already now we have removed your border, so we just need a bottom, the line bottom. So I'm going to say a border bottom. I'll give it 2 pixels, and I want it to be solid, right? If I should save this and I refresh, can you see that there's a bottom now? 2 pixels solid, but this is currently black. The default color is black, but what we have here is white. So how do I get the white now? Still inside this border bottom, 2 pixels solid. I will say white. I call white. I save and I refresh. You see now it's now white. Is it working? It's working. If I should zoom out, I should expand properly, Can you see what I'm saying? Good. Alright, we're not done yet. Okay, the next thing I want to add the font size. I'll say, let me break it down. I will say font size, font dash size, right? Then I will give it a font size of 16 pixels, right? I save, I refresh. Can you see that the size even has expanded? Let me make it 18. Font size of 18. I refresh. It's getting bigger, right? Let me leave it at that. Alright, the next thing I'm going to be adding is the font width. Yes, font weight. The font weight is going to be 200 pixels. I'll say 200 pixels. I save and I refresh, meaning that we want it bolded. Can you see it's kind of bolded now? So the next thing I want to add is the padding. I'll say padding to be 10 pixels, right? And 0. I save and I refresh. Do you see what just happened? What I'm trying to say, okay, give me a padding from year to year. You know, normally if I remove the 0, let me remove the 0. I want to remove the 0 now. I save, then I refresh, resign. For the sake of time, I'm going to speeding up the development process now. So I'm going to add a 0 here, meaning that let me finish the whole process, then we'll just refresh. So I'm going to add a transition. That's what is called a transition, and I will give it a border. I'll do a transition, a border of 0.5 sec, right? The next thing I want to add is outline. Then I'm going to give our outline a none. The next thing I want to add, the last but not the least, is the height, and I'll give it the height of 35 pixels. 35 pixels. I save and I refresh. Can you see we have exactly what we currently have now? Is exactly what we have here, right? Now, okay, so I want us to work on the button quickly. Now, if you notice now, the button, our sign up button, is now carrying this line as well. The line as this, because our button here in our HTML is also an input. It's also an input, and since we are infecting all the input, even the button also will be infected or affected. Are you getting it? So I'm going to change the button from input to button. So I'm going to remove, please you also do the same. You remove your, we have input type button, right, with a value of sign up. So I'm going to remove it and just declare a button. I'll say button, right? Then I will, in between the opening and the closing tag of the button, I will have my sign up. I save and I refresh. Can you see this? So this is what we're going to be working with now. Just take note of that, and even we can, okay, yeah, we just modified it. I save. So this is what we currently have. In our next clip, we're going to talk about, okay, how to add a color to this and how to make our body, okay everybody, so see you in just a moment. Thank you.